Okay, this video is going to continue our last video in terms of some of the cool tools that you can use with your whiteboard feature of your IFP. So I'm back at the home screen again, and what you're going to see in this video is how to import PDFs so you can bring in graphic organizers or anything you might actually scan into yourself using our copy machines, and then you email it to yourself so that you can replicate anything that the students are working on right up here on the board so that you can write on it so that the kids see exactly what you expect them to do. We're also going to take a look at inserting pictures and how to zoom in and out of those organizers so that you can zero students' attention in on the areas of the document that you're very interested in them seeing. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to click on the whiteboard again. And from the last video, if you watched that one, you saw how we created new notes and how it saved it to this dashboard. But for this particular video, what I want to do is I want to talk about importing PDF files. So what I did is I saved a few PDF files to this USB drive. And really you could save any types of files. You could save JPEG images or bitmap or GIF files. But for graphic organizers, usually on our curriculum drive, they're PDF files. And if you scan them in and send them to yourself, they're going to be on one of those formats that I just mentioned. You're going to save it to your USB drive. And you're going to take that USB drive and you're going to plug it into the bottom left panel of your front panel, and it's called Media USB. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it into Media USB, and you're going to see as soon as I plug it in, over in the bottom right here, it's going to be preparing your USB storage device. So basically I just saved PDFs to a USB drive and plugged them in. So when I'm at this screen, in the last video we created a blank note. Well, for this particular video, I'm going to go ahead and click Import PDF. And if it doesn't come right to your USB drive, these three lines, they call them the hamburger icon in the world of Google. If I click on that, it'll bring up all the different drive options I have. Just like if I were in Windows Explorer, I might have the C drive, I might have an H drive, an X drive. So when I bring this up, it's going to bring up some options, and one of them is, for me, the Kingston drive. My USB drive happens to be a Kingston brand, so it comes up as Kingston. You may have something different. Point of the matter is your USB drive will pop up here and you're going to want to select it. So for me, since it's the Kingston drive, I select the Kingston drive and it brings up all the files that I have saved on that USB drive. And you can see here I have some PDF files already preloaded. So let's just go ahead and open one up. Let's open up the one that's called Story Map. It goes ahead and loads it, and it brings it up on the screen now so that I can use my pen tool and I can choose the colors just like we talked about in the last video, and I can actually start completing the graphic organizer with my class. So let's say though that I want to zoom in on the characters box, because there's a lot going on here, but let's say I really want the students' attention to focus in on the characters box, and I need to make that larger so everybody can see it in the class. What I need to do is I need to just make sure that multi-touch is not selected. If it's selected, this won't work. I need to make sure it's not selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two of my fingers and I'm going to take it off of the PDF file. I'm going to take it off into this region over here. I'm going to press down slightly hard, and I'm going to go ahead and I can make the PDF larger or smaller so that I can then zoom students' attention directly into the characters box here. Again, it took us a few takes to get this down. You need to make sure that you use the pads of your finger, and you need to make sure that the multi-touch option is not there in order to do this. And if I'm able to do that, and I can actually make it bigger, I can make it smaller, and I can drag it around to focus in on the individual boxes here. It's a little tricky. It's going to take a couple times for you to get used to it, but it is a feature that's available to you. Let's say that I want to import an image into here now. So you saw how I opened up a PDF file from my USB drive? Well, right next to the color option for the pen tool, there's a little picture of a square. It looks like a little mountain. It's two triangles right next to it. If I click on that, it gives me two options. I can take a picture or I can choose an image. If I have a USB camera and I have that plugged into here, I could actually take a picture with the camera and import that directly into this PDF file or whatever note I'm taking. For purposes of this video, let's just go ahead and choose image. And again, it's going to bring you back to this screen where if I have an image saved somewhere, I just need to remember or know where I've saved that image. Maybe I have it on my USB drive. Prior to starting this video, I actually went online and I downloaded a picture. So if I go to the download option, I can find that picture, and it goes ahead and it takes the image that I got off the internet right into my organizer so that I can move it around and put it right where I need it to go. So I can go ahead and I can do that. I can crop it, I can copy it, paste it, all of that stuff. In this trash can, like let's say I don't want this image, I can just go ahead and I can select the image with the tool that we talked about in the last video, this circle with the dotted line. If I select that and I just drag a circle around what it is I want to get rid of, I can just hit the delete tool and it goes away. So in this video, what we looked at is importing a PDF, importing graphics, and the ever tricky making the organizer larger and smaller and moving it around your screen. And once I got done that, I can always hit the back button and then it's right back to the main screen where I can open up any of my other organizers.